Okay, here we go. So we're studying Nagarjuna. His name is Arya Nagarjuna. Sometimes he's called just the Arya. So he's the most famous Arya in Buddhist history. Okay, he lived 200 AD, we think, about 1800 years ago. I think Patanjali lived at the same time, the Yoga Sutra author, because a lot of the issues that Patanjali talks about are found in Nagarjuna's time. Okay, so just after the Christian era started, maybe 200 years after that, and I think there may have been some connection with Christianity. Thomas, disciple Thomas, which is a student of Jesus, came to India, to a place called Taxila, and worked for a king named, the Greeks call him Gondophoros, and the Romans call him Gaspar. And he was one of the three kings who came to Bethlehem. And Thomas worked for him. And that was part of India at that time. Now it's part of Afghanistan. And so I think there was some connection. Thomas ended up in South India, in Madras, which is now called Chennai. And he spent many years there. His church is still there. He was murdered there. He was killed there. And all of South India now is Christian. Kerala state, those states are Christian. And Nagarjuna comes from those states. Nagarjuna comes from the south. Bedeyul is his home place. And if you go to the monastery, Serame, the greatest monastery, from the airport in Bangalore, you pass through Nagarjuna's hometown. That's where you buy coconuts, okay? So if you see coconuts, just stop. And so he was from South India, and the greatest teacher about emptiness, okay? And this is his greatest book on emptiness called Wisdom. He wrote, I don't know, we have about 10 or 15 books by him. I'm teaching some of them in Guangzhou, two of his great letters for kings, running big companies. And we're learning that in Wangdao, in Guangzhou. Vivian's program, if you're interested, talk to her. And it's a very, very cool program called The Way of Kings. And so we're going to be studying his Wisdom, which is his greatest book. And it became the basis of all the later explanations of emptiness. So any country, China, Japan, Korea, Vietnam, India, Tibet, any place you study emptiness, you are studying Nagarjuna. You are studying his works, okay? So I just thought it would be nice. I tried to spread it out for 5 years. So we'll do it once a year for 10 days, and we'll go through Wisdom, okay? There are 3 commentaries that I would like to use. One is by Tsongkhapa, and it's probably the greatest commentary on Nagarjuna. And it's called The Ocean of Emptiness. Rigpa Gyatso. Say Rigpa Gyatso. Yeah, that Rigpa means proofs of emptiness, okay? Proofs of emptiness. So I like to call the book, short name, we can call it The Ocean of Emptiness. So that was written by Tsongkhapa. If we translate it, it will take 2,500 pages, okay? It'll be a big book if we translate Tsongkhapa. And he's quite difficult. And another teacher named Chone Lama, and his dates are 1675 to 1748. He wrote a very digestible commentary. So it's difficult, but it's not indigestion. or diarrhea. It's just difficult, but it's not impossible. So if you read Choni Lama first, which is about 200 folios, it will be about 1,000 pages. The translation will be about 1,000 pages, which is pretty doable for our team, our mixed nuts team. We do about 3,000-4,000 pages a year, so we can do it if we have time. If we don't have to spend time on fundraising or other. If someone else raises the money to finish the roads at Diamond Mountain, I can finish Choni Lama. So it's up to you. I can't do both. I really can't do both. Either I raise money, which I'm happy to do, because we need roads, or I can translate, which nobody else can do. You understand? So help me out, okay? Don't make me ask, okay? Just do it. $7,000. Talk to Rob Russinger, okay? We spent about $400,000 already. They're not finished, okay? Even the new ones have holes in them. So it's a difficult job. It's a big job. But this place will be so cool if we have finished the roads. If we don't finish the roads, I'm worried about the high road. It's dangerous. It's very dangerous. And it's not covered yet. So the rain is making the dangerous road smaller and smaller. I'm afraid somebody will fly down the mountain in a car. So help me out. Let's figure it out. If you decide to do something, you can do it. Especially with many people, many countries. We all pay some. We can do it. It's not impossible. Don't think I can't do it. We did this building. We did the other building. That was $2 million. That's nothing. It was 700, nothing. Okay, we can do it, okay? But we all have to try, okay? All right. So you kind of need a ship to go on the Ocean of Tsongkhapa. Tsongkhapa's book is too difficult. So you kind of need a boat to go on that Ocean of Emptiness. So Tsongkhapa's book is called Ocean of Emptiness. And then Choni Lama wrote a book called A Ship That You Can Use on the Ocean of Emptiness. And it's a joke. He's talking about Tsongkhapa's book. He said, I will be your ship captain. I have a nice boat. Just get in my boat. We can cross this Tsongkhapa, no problem. Okay, so we're going to finish Choni Lama's commentary. He also wrote a second commentary called Kane, difficult points in wisdom, and we'll be using that also. The greatest commentary of all time on Nagarjuna is Chandrakirti, about 650. He wrote a book called, Entering the Middle Way. Okay, if you're going to translate it, you better know the title. He wrote two commentaries. One is called Entering the Middle Way, Madhyamaka Avatara. And the other book is called Prasanapada, which means clarifying the words. The Prasanapada commentary explains the words of wisdom, this book you are studying. And then Entering the Middle Way explains the meaning. And those books are the basis of all emptiness teachings in our in the countries you come from, Vietnam, China, Korea. The books came to, during the Tang Dynasty, came to Xi'an, translated by the other mixed nuts team, Xuanzang. His student was Yense, whose real name is Wenchuk. He's from Korea. And he went home and he spread it there. And then the Japanese took the Tang Dynasty teachings directly into Japan, and they kept them very strong. And they are still there. So this is how this book came, all right? What's the name of Nagarjuna's book? Just call Wisdom, okay? People who have these long names, forget it, okay? What's the Sanskrit? Prajna, say Prajna. So the Russians are correct pronunciation, Okay, я знаю, да? It's точно. Очень отлично. Okay, the Russian pronunciation of these words is very pure. Okay, closer to Sanskrit. Okay, so znаю, znya means to know. Prajna means super knowledge, wisdom. Okay, so Nagarjuna's book is just called Wisdom. Okay, and that's what we're studying. Okay, so if the first homework question says, "What is the ship on the Sea of Emptiness?" you're going to say, oh, the Sea of Emptiness is Tsongkhapa's commentary. And then we need a ship on that sea, and that's Choni Lama's commentary. And we are riding in that ship. Okay? And we'll be giving you a notebook. Every day we'll be giving you more stuff to put in the notebook. There's a long 55 pages on the lion's dance. Okay, we keep improving it. We keep updating it. And it's based on Maitreya's teaching, okay, called The Jewel of Realizations, Abhisama Alankara. Teni sengi namge betinge jena nyom shugne, tenjen deljo lutuna lumituna topache. Very famous lines. Singha Vijayamrita, what's that? Lion's dance, okay. Singha is like Singapore. Singapore comes from that. And lion. City of lions, right? Right? You Singaporeans are lions. Okay. All right. So anyway, that's the Sea of Emptiness. So that's what we're going to be studying. All right? Ship on the Sea of Emptiness. So I called the second course the ship just to remind you. Okay. How many courses we're going to have on Nagarjuna? 5. Okay. Try to come to all of them. It's very frustrating for me when I have to repeat or I have to remind, it's difficult for me to teach 50-50 people who came and didn't come. And then I have to waste time repeating things, okay? All right? Deal? All right. So if you don't build the roads, you're going to fall off the roads in 3 years from now. Okay. We studied 2 chapters already. In the first course last year, at this time, we studied the first 2 chapters. How many chapters total in Wisdom? 27, okay? Very famous, 27 chapters, okay? And we studied the names of the chapters. We studied the structure of the chapters, and how did Nagarjuna choose to teach emptiness? His nickname is the Arya. Like New York people call New York the city. Mexico City people call Mexico City Mexico. It's like Guangzhou people call Guangzhou China. Okay. So the Arya, the big Arya is Nagarjuna. Okay. So sometimes we call him just the Arya. Okay. All right. You Mexico City people, I know. I say, where you from? Mexico. Yeah, which city? Mexico. Yeah, okay. Anayi. Okay, so we finished 2 chapters. The first chapter was, by the way, I had a cool new idea yesterday, day before. I want you to learn some Sanskrit while we are learning wisdom, okay? So you should learn some important words. So every homework, I'm going to give you 3 Sanskrit words. That way, you will learn 30 or 40 Sanskrit words, and that's almost enough to speak Bhasha when you get to Surabaya. Right, Sugay? Indonesian language is very, very tightly based on Sanskrit. So we're going to learn some Sanskrit words while we go. Okay? You should know some words, okay? So we're going to learn 3 Sanskrit words every class, okay? Say pariksha. Pariksha. Okay? And I'm going to tell you, there's 2 things on your homework, okay? Number 1, by the way, I put the words on your homework, and it has the meaning of the word, and it has the roots of the word that came into English, okay? That's called cognate, okay? Cognate means the word came from Sanskrit almost directly into English. So it's useful to know the cognates, okay? What's the cognate for prajna? Znya. Znya. What's the cognate in English? Znya. I know. Okay? That's why English has that irritating K. Okay? It should be canal. Right? So the reason English has a K on I know, it comes from znya. Okay? It's the J came from Sanskrit, came into K. That's why this strange spelling in English, I know, K-N-O-W, that's the znya, okay? So if you know these cognates, you can remember the Sanskrit, okay? I told you yesterday what's important about Sanskrit. All Buddhas speak Sanskrit. All Buddhas speak Sanskrit, okay? All Buddhas speak Sanskrit, all right? When you become a Buddha, you're going to have to speak Sanskrit. You might as well start now, okay? Then, secondly, you can impress your friends. If you're at a cocktail party and you want to impress somebody, you say, "Do you know why they have the K in English?" You know, I can tell you about that. Okay, non-alcoholic cocktails, right? Okay, so we finished the first. Each chapter is called pariksha. Say pariksha. Pariksha. So that's on your homework. Actually, I gave it to you on your homework. One of the 3 Sanskrit words will be on your quiz, okay? One of the 3 Sanskrit words. I give you for free on your homework. I put it on your homework with the explanation. The meaning and the cognates, okay? And then you just have to memorize those 3, and one of them is going to be on your quiz. If you want to know which one, pay me $10. Okay. Maybe pariksha, okay? Pariksha means to examine a question, analyze a question. I like the word investigation. Investigation, okay? Each chapter of wisdom is an investigation. We are checking something. We are checking some question, okay? And that's the structure, which is our homework question. That's the structure of wisdom, okay? It's a pariksha. Each chapter is called pariksha. Investigation. We are checking, like police investigation. Who killed this guy? Okay? Then the structure of wisdom, each chapter is a pariksha, okay? Pariksha means investigate. So the structure of each chapter is the same. The first thing, okay, this is on your homework. The first thing, someone will come with a stupid idea, okay? Someone will come with a stupid idea. Like, my husband is yelling at me in the kitchen because he's tired and he didn't eat yet and there was a bad traffic, okay? That's, according to Buddhism, super stupid, okay, idea. Oh, why your husband is yelling at you tonight? Oh, he's tired, and I didn't fix dinner yet, and he had a lot of traffic, okay, like that, okay? So if you're going to write a chapter if you're going to write the 28th chapter of wisdom, you can call it The Husband in the Kitchen, okay? And the first sentences will be, somebody will come and give a stupid idea. It's always a structure, okay? Oh, why your husband yell at you? Oh, he's tired and he didn't have dinner yet and his boss yelled at him and he had bad traffic, okay? So somebody will come and make a stupid idea, okay? Then Nagarjuna will fight it, okay? Nagarjuna will fight it, okay? His style, and I want to see that on your homework, okay? His style is simplicity and elegance, okay? His style is simplicity, elegance, and practical. He always uses short words, short poetry, and he uses the ideas of the normal world, okay? he uses the ideas of the normal world. Like, on your homework, the last assignment on each homework is called real application. Say real app. It means not rap, okay? Real application, okay? And Nagarjuna was very, very good at it. He was the greatest philosopher of ancient India. And what made him great was he took it to the kitchen. Okay? He always takes it to the kitchen. He doesn't just blah, blah philosophy, okay? He always takes it to the kitchen. So your homework assignment each day is a real application. You make up a real application. If you're not sure how to do it, talk to Hasso. Where are you? Where is he? He can teach you party pills, right? And maybe Tim will organize a little competition for the best real app, okay? How did real app happen? You see, ACI is the Geshe course. The ACI courses that you're learning in the evening. These are the Geshe course, okay? Then people started inviting me to teach business courses or relationship courses or how not to fight with your husband courses. And I have to use the Geshe course to find out how to use it in business, how to use it in the kitchen, okay? Then DCI is the real app of ACI, okay? DCI comes from ACI. DCI is the Geshe course made for fighting families and people who want to have a business, okay? So why I get paid so much money to give away the money is because I know how to make a real app. That's all. I know how to take ACI and make it into DCI. And then I'm booked till 3 years from now. Every day is booked, okay? And people are throwing money, and I'm like, so I want to teach you, okay? You take the ACI and you make the DCI, and that's called real app, okay? And the best example is in Shenzhen, China. Coolest city in the world right now, I think. And they have this China Soft Power program, my kids. And when I went there, it was very similar to today. So I have to go there directly from Diamond Mountain to teach the China Soft Power. These are business executives, right? Mr. Moose, one of them. We have some China Soft Power guys here. Welcome. Thank you for coming. And just like now, the first time we had China Soft Power, I'm not ready to teach. I'm too busy. I have to do Diamond Mountain. I have the DCI manual. I had an 860-page manual for DCI teacher training. My head exploding. My last hair is falling out. John Brady knows 2 things happen when you get old. Number 1, the hair falls out. Then some of it comes to your ears. I don't know why. So anyway, I'm stressed out. I'm not ready for Chinese Soft Power. So I'm thinking what to do. You know. Then I said, I have an idea. I told Stanley and Allison, we will make the student to write the course. And that will be the course. So we told them, you have to take the material and you have to make the real app. So they come to the Yunzes translation. We are translating one of the greatest books of all time from Tang Dynasty. It will be, I think, 8,000 pages, the translation. So they come to the translation class, and then they have to make their own applications, okay? And that's the whole idea, right? You invent the next husband in the kitchen, okay? You invent the next husband in the kitchen, all right? It's an exercise for you. The first ones you do, after 5 years, you can look back, they are totally stupid, okay, and wrong, okay? But that's okay, you learn how, okay? You will learn how. And Juan Hasso made a great one. That's a great one. That is so cool. So talk to him if you're not sure. So each homework, you need to take these emptiness ideas and you have to make a real app, okay? How to use it in real life, okay? People are going to ask you why you went to Arizona. You say, oh, I learned 2,000-year-old business strategies. I'm going to be rich. I'm not just sitting in the desert, okay? All right? Okay. So who did that before? The guy's name is Nagarjuna. And he made real apps, okay? And his style, let the guy come and make a stupid idea. Each pariksha, what's a pariksha? Each investigation, each chapter, stupid guy comes, Nagarjuna beats him with normal real apps, okay? With normal real apps, okay? And then Choni Lama comes and he says, this wasn't made up by Nagarjuna. This comes from the ancient Buddha's talk. And he identifies each sutra for each pariksha, okay? So 3 things going on in each chapter. This is on your homework. Number 1, somebody comes and says something stupid, like my husband was tired, that's why he's yelling. Why is the husband really yelling? Because you yelled at your kids last week. So Nagarjuna comes and says that. That's his real app. First there's a real stupid, then there's a real app. Okay? Then we get the real scripture. Choni Lama steps in and says, by the way, don't think Nagarjuna made up this real app. This comes directly from the Heart Sutra. So Choni Lama, in the structure, Choni Lama will step in. He will say, oh, look, this comes from the real script. This comes from the Buddha, okay? Nagarjuna is just quoting the Buddha, all right? Okay. What time I have to stop, Tim? Oh, my gosh. Okay, stop talking too much. All right. So we finished the first 2 chapters. The first chapter was called Examination of Conditions, or factors, okay? How does one thing make another thing happen? We finished that. That was the first chapter, okay? Then the second chapter for $10. Yes, gang, Mr. Greedy.
Wait.
Yeah, coming and going. Okay.
Coming and going.
Shopping. $10 for the gentleman from Surabaya. I mean, Singapore, and his wife from Surabaya. Okay. So, yeah, the second chapter is how do you come? How do you go? What happens when you come? What happens when you go? When I walk through the door, what's really happening? What is really happening? Pictures coming out of my mind. Small door, bigger door, bigger door, bigger door, bigger door, bigger door. Then I get through the door. Smaller door, smaller door, smaller door, smaller door. I don't walk. I don't go through the door, okay? Picture. Then we call it walking. Geshe doesn't walk through the door. Geshe never walked through any door, okay? Picture, small door, bigger door, bigger door, bigger door, small door, smaller, smaller. We call it walking. Would Nagarjuna say it's not real? Question. Would Nagarjuna say it's not real? Never. He will never say that. That's real walking through the door. Well, what's my old walking through the door? That's not real. The way you always thought how did you get to Diamond Mountain? Tell me how you got to Diamond Mountain. Okay, give me a Nagarjuna answer. How did you get to Diamond Mountain? You gave rides to other people in the past. That's all. That's all. You didn't come here in a car. You didn't come here in a highway. You didn't fly in an airplane. Forget that. You helped other people to go somewhere. Nagarjuna says, that's real. That's real. Just flying in a plane, that's not real. That's not what's happening. That's like the husband who's mad because he didn't eat, okay? It's not real. Okay, got it? So that's the second chapter. Now, we're on the third chapter. We're going to study 6 chapters, okay, this time. We're going to study 6 chapters. 3 of them are short, okay? Chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5 are short. Well, how many did I say? Yeah, we're going to study 6 chapters. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, okay? So, on your homework, the longest question, which is not on your quiz, don't even study it. It's too long for a quiz. Give me the names of those parikshas. Okay, what are those chapters' names? Okay. By the way, the pieces of pariksha is say pari, iksha, pari, iksha. Pari means all around. Now listen, when you want to find an English cognate, an easy way is to change all the A's to E. Generally speaking, the A in Sanskrit will often change to E in English. So what's pari become? Peri, like periscope or perimeter or perihelion, or I don't know. Peri means all around. Like periscope on a submarine means you can see all around. Perimeter means the border around the place. Okay, so peri means all around. Iksha means to look. Okay, iksha means to look. Okay, and that came into German, which is the root of English, as alga, and then that became ocular, and words for eye, words for the eye. Okay, ocular, optometrist, optometry. Okay, these are words. Okay. Many English I words come from, I comes from algan, E-Y-E, okay? So I comes from iksha, okay? So pari iksha means check it out, all around, okay? Examine, investigate, okay? Investigate what? Who's being investigated for $20? Who's, not you. What a word gave you the initiation? For $20, who's being investigated? Janice? Yeah. In this book, who's being investigated? Huh? Yeah.
The seed.
Who?
Seed.
Don't. He's the investigator. Who's being investigated? Shintian.
Emptiness.
Huh? No. Shintian. Last chance. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Nagarjuna.
1. Huh?
Nagarjuna.
No.
Arya Nagarjuna.
No. He's the investigator. Okay? Now, the money is canceled. The money is canceled. We can spend all day. He's investigating these other stupid guys. Okay? Oh, my husband is upset. He yells at me all the time. Why? Oh, maybe he's hungry or he's tired or he had a bad day. Let's investigate that. We're going to investigate what you said. Okay, got it? It's the first guy who comes in each chapter is being investigated. Why you say such a stupid thing? Let's check, okay? Let's check, okay? Let's check why you are wrong, okay? So each chapter is called a pariksha, okay? By the way, when I means I, it gets long I, but I didn't put it on your homework. I made it simple for you, okay? It's really pariksha, okay? Because it's pari, iksha. The two, E means E, and it gets longer. Pariksha. Okay, it means I'm going to check. I'm going to investigate. Let's investigate, okay? All right? Okay, now, chapter 3, investigation of the powers, sense powers, okay? Eye, ear, nose, tongue, Heart Sutra, right? We're going to check each eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. And always we go down the body. Heart Sutra goes down the body. Eyes, ears, nose, mouth, body, mind. Okay, we're going to investigate the sense powers. Okay, and I put it on your Sanskrit homework. Say indriya. Indriya. Okay, it means power, sense power. Your eyes, your ears, your nose. Okay, so you only have 3 Sanskrit words. Okay, don't explode your head. Okay, say indriya. Okay, and that means in ancient Asian books, Indra means power. And there's a god, Hindu god named Indra. It means a very powerful person, okay? The English word I win the game, I win the football match, it comes from Indra, okay? So Dra means doer, okay? So Indra means super powerful. It means your eye is powerful, your ears are powerful, your nose is powerful, your tongue has the power. And this we go to Sugang's text, has a deep relationship to these chapters. Fifth link of the wheel of life. Keche, ngapa keche, your sense powers, your equipment to experience the world, okay? Without this equipment, you cannot touch things, you cannot do anything, okay? So we're gonna check out, where did these powers come from? Indriya, okay? What's the cognate? Win, I win the game, power, or Indra, the Hindu god, okay? Powerful god, okay? Indra. So we're going to investigate the powers. Why? 2 reasons, okay? 2 reasons. This is on your homework. Everything's on your homework. What you had for lunch is on your homework. Just kidding. First of all, the Buddha taught for 51 years or something. We have 990 books by Lord Buddha in our scriptures. He gave hundreds and hundreds of lectures, okay? Those lectures are divided into 3 turnings of the wheel, 3 periods of his life, okay? The first period of his life, teaching, is called the boring period. Okay, there's 5 heaps, there's 12 ayadanas, there's 18 categories, there's a 4 noble truths, there's a 6 bodhisattva perfection. It's like a bunch of lists. He's like an accountant. It's the accountant period, okay? And he's just making long lists, and all the guys in the first period of the Buddhist teaching were nerds. They're all like, oh, what's number 17? I don't know the number 17. You know, so that's called Abhidharma. Stanley's not here, right? Oh. You give the Abhidharma translation to the nerds, you know. So that was the first teaching of the world, okay? Then in the second period of his life, Buddha said, oh, people are just making lists. Let's teach them reality, which is emptiness, okay? Shinjin, Jinganjin, Heart Sutra, Diamond Cutter Sutra. These come from the second period of his teaching, okay? What happened in the third period? The nerds met the emptiness guys, and they had a disagreement. Okay, so Buddha said, after his second period, he said, how do you like what I taught? And the nerds said, it's very good, it's all lists, we like it. Then the emptiness guy said, no, he just taught emptiness for 10 more years. Shinjin, Jinganjin, everything's empty, forget the list. You know, then they had a big fight. Then they came to, just like DCI people, ACI people, let's go ask Geshe-la. Let's make an appointment with Geshe-la. He will tell us which one is correct. You know, waste Geshe-la's time. Then Geshe-la gets to be the referee. You know, yes, the Buddha made lists. Yes, everything is empty. They go together. Okay, that's called the third turning of the wheel. And the mind-only school came out of that, okay? Buddha said, they go together. Come on, cooperate with each other. Don't make me referee between you guys, okay? Why am I talking about that? Chapter 3, Chapter 4, Chapter 5 are for the nerds. Chapter 3, Chapter 4, Chapter 5 are for the nerds. They're for the guys who like the old lists by Buddha. Okay, 5 heaps, 12 doors of sense, 18 categories, 4 higher truths, 4 ways of taking birth, 12 links of dependent origination. Okay, so Chapter 3, Chapter 4, Chapter 5, those nerds, the Abhidharma nerds, who took control of Buddhism for 700 years, okay? They took control of Buddhism. The nerds were the big Buddhists for 700 years after the Buddha died, okay? I don't know what happened. The emptiness guys were probably meditating. Then the nerds took over for 700 years, okay? And everybody loved Abhidharma for 700. They're just making, Buddhism became nerd religion, okay? And they translate into Pali and a lot of nerdy stuff, okay? And frankly, it's a little dry. Abhidharma is drier than Diamond Mountain, okay? I translated for 12 years, okay? I memorized a lot of it, okay? Chinam Sache Sapaman, Lama Tobe Dijina, Sache Kajutera, Sana Kundigabega, Lama Tobe Dijina, Sache Lamni Demetan, Dumachina, Nankatani Gopani, Dela Nankabadi Bau, like that. So I respect it, but it's boring, okay? So the first, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, the nerds are coming, and we have to do what to them? Pariksha. We have to investigate them. They're going to come and say stupid things, and then we're going to investigate. It's like police investigation. What do you think? Oh, Buddha, here's chapter 3, okay? Buddha taught the sense powers. How many? 5, 6? Depends on how you count them. Well, then how do you know you have sense powers? Oh, you got contact between what? In the case of the eye, contact between what? Yeah, blue color, the eyeball that detects the blue color, and then the mind which is aware of the eyeball and the color, okay? These are called the powers. In Buddhism, this is called the powers, sometimes divided into 12. Six senses, 6 objects, okay? Visible things, hearable things, smellable things, traceable things, feelable things, thinkable things. Okay? And then the 6 awarenesses of them. This is one of the fundamental teachings of the first turning of the wheel. It's called the powers. Or the powers of, doors of sense. Okay? Indriya, you can call, or ayatana. These are the Sanskrit, okay? Now, what do you think the nerd comes and says, okay, for $100? What do you think he says? What do you think he says? $100. 10, 9, 8, 7. Raise your hand. 6, 5. It doesn't cost anything to guess. 4. What? Okay, what was my question? What do you think, what's the stupid thing that the nerd comes in the beginning of chapter 3 and he says, just guess, it's $100.
Yeah, they are saying that those are coming from himself, so it is appearing to
like
the
it.
sense.
Okay, $100 for a cigar. He says, come on, those are real. Those are real. Is that your eye? Are you looking at me, Nagarjuna? Can you see me? You have an eye. It works. It works from its own side. Don't give me this crap about emptiness. Come on. Buddha taught the powers. It's in the, go check the first turning of the wheel. I'm not saying anything. This stupid stuff about emptiness, Nagarjuna. What do you mean the eye's not real? Okay, poke out your eye and see what happens. You still gonna see stuff? You know, so they're like upset. The guy comes, come on, the eye is real. The eye really sees things. You need an eye. The eye works. The eye works, okay? Don't tell me it's empty. Don't tell me it's not real. What are you talking about? Are you looking at me, Nagarjuna? How are you looking at me? Are you using your eyeball? Oh, but it's not real. Oh, everything's empty, you know? So you can't see me, right? And like they're very irritated with Nagarjuna, okay? You second turning a wheel, dude. Come on. Why did Buddha spend so much time during the first turn of the wheel to teach the 6 senses? And this is how we communicate with the world. They're not empty. They're not unreal. They're super real. You can't even listen to my stupid statements, except you have to use your ears, which have their own power. If they don't have their, why do you call them power? They have their own power. They're not empty. Okay, got it? This is how you communicate with the world. That's chapter 3. Okay, we're going to talk more about it. Each class we will do 1 chapter. I designed the classes to spread over the chapters. So you're going to get like a lot of chapter 3, and then you get a taste of chapter 4, and then you go home and meditate. So I want you to feel the bridges between the chapters. Okay, so each assignment, each class is going to be kind of mainly one chapter and then a taste of the next chapter to get your mind ready for the next day. Got it? Okay. All right, chapter 4. Let's investigate the parts of a person. Let's investigate the parts of a person, okay? 5 heaps, okay? 5 heaps. Nowadays, I just say body and mind, okay? In English, it's body and mind, okay? In Buddhism, we say 5 heaps. It's the same thing. It's the same thing, okay? You can call it body and mind. You can call it the 5 heaps. Why are they called the 5? The 5 parts of a person are called the 5 heaps. Why? For $20. This is a cheap question. First chapter, I'll be done with question. Come on, Stanley, where are you? Why are they called heaps? Why didn't Buddha say parts of a person? Because that's all they are. They're just the 5 parts of a person. How so? Use the microphone.
Okay. They are called heaps because you have to put them all together in order to work.
Good guess, but no money. It's a $10 guess. You're close. You're close. Come on, answer it today. We have to keep going.
I was waiting for the microphone. Some of them are not physical. There's the emotional.
Yeah.
Nah, okay.
Okay, listen. It's very simple. Abhidharma says, we call them heaps because they're piles of lots of stuff. Each one has lots of stuff piled up. That's why they're called heaps. So just think of them as groups, okay? A person is made of 5 groups of things. Your body, your feelings, your discriminations, your mind. Why did I do this? Your mind and everything else. Okay, number 4 is called everything else. Juche Pumboshi Leshin, definition. Oh, you got your body, many parts. You got your feelings, many kinds of feelings. You discriminate between things. This is good, this is bad, this is many kinds of discriminations. You have many kinds of awareness. Okay, look, it's not the bad finger, it's the 3rd finger, okay? And you got everything else. Okay, this is called everything else. Got it? So chapter 4, we're going to investigate the 5 parts of a person. Now, we're especially going to investigate the first heap. Okay, the whole chapter 4 is about the first heap. What is the first heap? Yeah, your body. Because the guy comes, Mr. Stupid Head, first turning wheel guy. In the first 3 chapters, it's mainly first turn, these accountants. The accountant comes and says, no, but 5 heaps, man. What's the first heap? Physical body. Physical body? You telling me empty, unreal? You want me to punch you with my unreal hand? You okay, Nagarjuna? Can I punch you? It's not real. It's all emptiness. Okay, got it? They're like, come on. This is super real, you know. You feed it every day, Nagarjuna. Don't tell me it's emptiness. Got it? That's chapter 4. We are parikshaing the parts of the person, but we focus on the body, the first one. Okay, what's the next chapter? 5. According to Buddhism and according to quantum physics, the physical body is made of energies, different energies, okay? Gravitational, electric, close force, weak force, charm, electrons, neutrons, protons, quarks, and other delightful things, okay? Chemicals, elements, so molecules. So science and Buddhism, they both say there's elements, chemicals in the body, elemental forces, gravitation, electrical force, momentum. These create the physical body, okay? So Buddha taught those elements, okay? Sometimes he called it 18, and sometimes he called it 5. Sa, Chu, Me, Lung, Namka. Say Sa, Chu, Me, Lung, Namka. Earth, water, fire, wind, and space, okay? These are called the 5 elements in Buddhism. Don't think they are some kind of stupid before people knew about cell phones. Don't think that. These are gravitational force, weak force, strong force, bonding, they are very sophisticated, extremely sophisticated. Don't think the ancient Buddhists were stupid. Okay? They have 60 levels of electrons. 60. The sizes are written in the 3rd chapter of the Abhidharma, 2nd part, okay? All of them, light years. Don't think they're stupid. The 5 elements are not some kind of medieval science thing, where you bleed people or you burn them, okay? It's not that. They are very sophisticated about energy sources of the body. Okay, so they go from the body to the elements, the chemicals in the body. How do they work? Now, what's the sexiest of the 5? I'll give them to you again. Earth, fire, earth, water, fire, sachu, wind, and which is sexiest one? Gotta be space. So Nagarjuna focuses on the last one. That's more sexy. Okay. 5 heaps. Let's talk about the first one, physical, in the last chapter. Now, this chapter, 5 chemicals that make your body, forces. Let's talk about the last one, because it's most interesting. Space. What is space? Okay. What's it mean to say space is empty? Okay. All right. What chapter are we on? 5 or 6? Good. 6. Okay, 3 was about the powers, 4 was about the heaps, 5 is about the elements. Now we reach chapter 6, okay? We are going to investigate desire and attachment. The accountants are halfway out the door. Okay? Nagarjuna, by the way, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5 are short, because I think Nagarjuna is bored of accountants. Okay, they're short. He says, stupid, stupid, and stupid. Now, can we get to something more interesting, like desire that keeps you in this world, okay? That created your body and the element. Let's talk about desire, okay? Let's talk about the emptiness of desire and attachment, okay? I'll give you a clue, okay? When I first heard the chapter name, I thought, he's going to talk about, first Geshe. I was there when Kairi had his first donut. Do you remember? I think it was his first donut. So being Anatole and Aisha's son, Kairi doesn't get to eat anything interesting. It's all green drinks, We were in Chalapa, and the waiter brought a bunch of donuts, churros, and I said, Carrie, here, try this. It's not green. And Carrie's like, and that's desire. Okay. Then a second one came. And he's like, I won. I said, boy, it looks just like me. And then became what? Attachment. You see, first desire. Like he never tasted it. I don't think his parents ever gave him. It took Uncle Mike to give him a churro. And then he's like, And then now he started to cry because he can't get the other ones, okay? That's desire and attachment, okay? But it's not, okay? That's not the chapter. It's not about that. It smells like that, but it's wrong, okay? And I'll teach you the correct one later, okay? He's going to investigate, right? Pariksha. What is desire? and what is attachment. So remind me to tell you when we get there. Okay, chapter 7, very long, very long. It's the second longest chapter. The only longer chapter comes later. It's the Four Truths, okay? That's the longest chapter. Not by much, but this chapter is the super chapter, chapter 7. Let's investigate how things start, how things stay, and how things stop. Let's investigate how things start, how things stay, and how things stop. And in the Abhidharma, they never teach it in that order, for $300. Guess how they teach it in the Abhidharma and tell me why. And you don't get partial credit. 10, 9, 8, 7,
Just wait for the
wait, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, cancel the bet. In the Abhidharma, they always teach it starting, stopping, and staying. They never say starting, staying, and stopping. They always say starting, stopping, and staying. They go again. Listen, starting, stopping, and staying, and staying. Why? Why Buddha taught it this way? He doesn't want you attached to the staying. You were born, you're going to die. Forget the 70 years. The staying is like that. Forget that. Let's focus on why you were born and how you're going to die. Starting, stopping, and staying. Because staying is too short. Staying is so short, it's not worth talking about. Okay? Got it? Cool. Okay, chapter 7. By the way, chapter 7 is going to talk a lot about, how am I doing on time? Oh, the starting of starting, and the staying of starting, and the stopping of starting, which is an Abhidharma idea, okay? The accountants got in there somehow. Oh, it's not just starting, staying, and stopping. Starting also has its own starting and staying and stopping. In fact, if starting doesn't have a starting, how can starting start? Because what would start starting? Okay? They want the front end of the starting that's going to start the starting to stay for a while. Then they want to talk about how does the starting stop before the staying starts. Got it? Okay. This is a very Abhidharma thing. Then people ask them, well, does the starting of the starting have a starting? Of course. Does the starting of the starting of the starting of the starting have a starting? No. Don't ask me. They just got tired after a while. So the guard was like, come on. Where's the starting of the starting of the starting? You know, okay, got it? All right, chapter 8. We are going to investigate who does things and what do they do. Who does things and what do they do? Agents and actions. Who does things and what do they do? Okay? If things are empty, how can people do things? Okay? If things are empty, how can you eat breakfast? Which is my main focus. I try to look beyond the yoga class to the important things. Right? Okay. We did it in Tucson, right? Yeah, me and Brian. We had okay, short yoga class followed by a long lunch. Guilt-free lunch. Okay, all right, so how do we start things? And we're going to especially talk about making pots. How does a potter make a pot? How does a potter make a pot? Because until they make the pot, you can't call them a potter. So you got to change the sentence, right? How does the make the pot? Potter. Harry. You can't say the potter made a pot because the potter's not a potter until the pot is made. So you got to say made pot, potter. Like, it doesn't make sense, okay? Some things, by the way, in the study of emptiness, in Nagarjuna's specialty, Okay? His specialty, when he starts his pariksha, he says something's messed up. Something's wrong with that picture. Okay? That's his style. Okay? Somebody comes and says, oh, my husband's upset. He yelled at me because he was tired and hungry. And the Nagarjuna goes, something bugging me about that. Something doesn't seem right about that. Okay, that's his style. Okay? When you say when you say the cook made the meal, Nagarjuna's like, it just bugs me. It just bugs me. You know, you can't say the cook made the meal. The cook's not a cook till they make a meal, because cooks make meals. So until you have a meal, you can't call the guy a cook. How can you have a sentence that starts with cook before you hit the word meal? Because the cook is not a cook unless there's a meal. It just bugs me. Okay, that's Nagarjuna's style. Every pariksha, he starts out like you. We say something, and he goes, "It just bugs me, you know. Something about that bugs me." Okay, the whole world is strange to me. Everything seems wrong. It's because something else is going on. You know, you feed your husband, you get him enough sleep. There's no traffic, and he still yells at you. That just bugs me. Something else is going on. This Nagarjuna's thing is, he should make a rap song. You know, something else going on. Something else is going on. It's not the traffic. It's not the dinner. He yelled at me anyway. There's something else going on. It bugs me. That's Nagarjuna's style. Okay, this thing about people who do things, it bugs me. Okay, got it? That's the roots of pariksha. First, you have to bug you. Then you have to check what is really going on. And you come up with the yelling at the kids. You come up with yelling at the kids. Okay, got it? That's his style. All right, you just finished an introduction to the 6 chapters that we're going to study this 10 days. Okay? We're going to get through those 6 chapters. Om Mani Padme Hum. Okay. In the monastery, Om Mani Padme Hum means Inshallah. Yeah, I hope so. Om Mani Padme Hum. Okay. I got 15 minutes, right, Tim? Okay. I'm going to make it. All right. What common theme ties together the first 3 of the 6 chapters? These are all subjects that were taught early by the Buddha. They are fundamental to Buddhism, okay? We have 18 books we are translating in the translator classes. We had 60 classes in a row in Sedona in 10 days, 12 days. So many of the books that we're translating, Sugang's also, I think, we have to go to Stanley's boring book for information, for fundamental information, okay? So everybody's book, everybody complains about Stanley's book. Everybody wants to translate Seiji's book because it's sexy and it has Tantra in it. The only book that has Tantra in it. And then everybody's bored of the accountant's book, Stanley Bandhu, Vasu Stanley Bandhu. But we all have to go to his book. Many of the translators are stealing pieces out of his book for their book because it's fundamental. This is fundamental Buddhism. The accountants were right. Okay, you need them. Okay, this fundamental Buddhism. You have to know the 5 heaps. You have to know the 18 categories. You have to know the 12 doors of sense. You must know the 12 links of dependent origination. You must know the 4 truths. These are just fundamental Buddhism, okay? So why is it significant, these 3 chapters, 3, 4, and 5, right? Fundamental Buddhism. What happened after 700 years of takeover by the accountants? Abhidharma, 700-year account. What happened? Nagarjuna happened. Okay, got it? Okay? You gotta feel this, okay? What happened to those accountants? Who kicked out the accountants from Buddhism? Nagarjuna. Okay, he said, let's take it back to something sexy. Let's get something cool going on. Emptiness, emptiness, emptiness. Buddha taught emptiness. They're like, really? So after 700 years, he came and he changed Buddhism completely. The Buddhism you know is not what went on for 700 years. Just monks, and the boring monks. Okay, just monks repeating lists, And after that time, then came Nagarjuna. Okay, he's called Shingde Soje. So called say Shingde Soje, the inventor of the wheel. Mr. Steve Jobs of Buddhism. Okay, like he shook it up. He said, let's do it. By the way, he didn't say, let's do it a new way. He said, let's get back to the real Buddhism. Let's get back to what Buddha really wanted, which is emptiness, emptiness, and emptiness, and bodhicitta. Love, okay? You accountants, are you aware that the world is on fire? Are you aware that every person is going to fall apart and die? Are you aware that there's hundreds and thousands of people dying every day in wars, hunger? Why are you making lists, Do something that will help people, creatures, pain. Nagarjuna woke him up. He said, stop this accounting, Let's get back to love. Let's get back to love. Danad Boga. If you give, you will get rich. What's the next one? Shilat. Sukham Shilat. If you follow your morality, you will always be happy. What's the next one? If you're patient, you'll be beautiful. If you have fun in your work, you will be a leader. If you meditate, your mind will be peaceful. If you learn wisdom, you will be liberated. But, say we dunkunshe. Love accomplishes them all. You just focus on love, okay? Who said that? That's Nagarjuna, okay? So it's significant that he's teaching the first three. He breaks out after the first three chapters, okay? You are witnessing the breakout from the accountants, okay? In this course, you are witnessing the change in Buddhism from Hinayana to Mahayana, okay? The greater way. Love, compassion, care about people, okay? And use emptiness to save people. Use emptiness to save people. In this book, in these chapters, you are witnessing the breakout, okay? He suddenly switches between chapters 5 and 6, I guess. He's breaking out, okay? You gotta be aware, okay? It's a whole new kind of music, okay? Lo-fi. I was thinking to do a whole yoga class on lo-fi, but I'm not sure how it's gonna work out. I'm gonna try. Okay. And by the way, Nick's text, Nick can't come here because of mooncake. I told him his daughter was born during the Mooncake Festival. She should be called Mooncake. But his wife was like, I don't know. She said unofficial Mooncake, okay? Official is Amali, and she's very beautiful. Veronica and me went to see her on the day she was born, and she has all her fingers, everything. And she's super beautiful, okay? We were thinking Nick's genes didn't get into there or something. Okay. She's super beautiful. Okay, anyway, must be all mom. Anyway, Nick's text, now I'm in trouble with both of them. Nick's text is Nagarjuna using the Hinayana to teach emptiness to the Hinayana. The next text, 60 verses, is Nagarjuna using the sutras of the Hinayana to teach the Hinayana emptiness. Okay, it's very chill. Chill, sick. Okay, you know what I mean. Okay, all right. How much time I got? 7 minutes. I can do it. Okay, all of the classes that we'll be doing in the second session relate to no self-nature. Okay, no self-nature. Aspirins don't have anything inside of aspirins that can take away your headache. Nothing. Okay, aspirins don't have anything inside of aspirins that can take away your headache. Nothing. That's just like thinking the husband is upset because he didn't get dinner. Okay, it's the same mistake. Okay, there's nothing inside an aspirin that can take away your headache. What's the proof of that? It doesn't work all the time. Okay, don't get on a plane if it doesn't work half the time. You're gonna fall down and die. Okay, don't get on a plane that doesn't work all the time. Don't keep taking aspirin when it doesn't work half the time. Try to figure out how to get it to work. Okay, got it? All right, so this is called emptiness, okay? No self-nature. Here's your third Sanskrit word. You ready? Atman. Atman. A-T-M-A-N. Atman, okay? Very famous, self-nature, okay? What's the Atman of an aspirin? Describe to me an Atman brand aspirin. It has a chemical inside of it that works. They call active ingredient, okay? That's Atman, okay? Atman means something inside that makes the thing work, okay? Self-nature. Self-nature. Aspirin has something inside that makes it work. Okay, that fake thing that doesn't work is called Atman in Sanskrit, in Buddhist Sanskrit, Now, for Hindu people, Atman can be a word for God. Okay, so don't go up to your Indian friends and say, "There's no Atman." Okay, or Atman is bad aspirin. They're like, huh? Okay, so just respect the word Atman. In their religion means God, okay? Now, when we say Atman, we mean the thing inside the aspirin that makes it work, right? Which don't exist. There's no chemical inside an aspirin that makes it work. Now, you're gonna have to give me the roots of the word Atman. Say Taman. Taman. Okay. Means not in Sanskrit. It's a long A this time. Don't ask me why. Means not. Okay. We have it in English. He's an atheist, means he doesn't believe in God. The whole population of the United States is apathetic about criminal actions by certain people. Apathetic means not interested, not passionate. Atheist means, okay, not religious, okay? So it's A. It came into Greek, initial A. It means not, okay? Then taman, tama means to split or to divide, okay? So what's an atom? That thing which cannot be tama. Tama, you cannot split it. Then that becomes atom, okay? So Atman is related to atom, okay? The word temple, we're in a temple right now, comes from the same root, tam, because in the old times, the temple had to be separated from the village. So if they don't put it in the middle of the village, because the village is dirty, the temple should be separate, tama, from the village. So we call temple, okay? Separated place, place, okay? Got it? So that's on your, one of them is on your quiz, okay? Atom, Indriya, and Pariksha. Okay, Pariksha. Okay, good. How much time I got? 2 minutes? Oh my God. We might have to cut the yoga class short. Who's teaching? Who's teaching the medium class? Uta? Oh, forget that. I'll keep going. She's going to make us do splits, right? Where are you? Just admit it. You're going to make us do splits, right? Boys can't do splits. Try to understand. We have the first of the 5 heaps. Okay. Now, emptiness divided into 2 parts. Emptiness of people and the emptiness of things. And it's a big theme in Nagarjuna. Nagarjuna loves this. 2 kinds of emptiness. People and things. For $50, where's the 2 emptiness in the kitchen? For $50, where's the 2 emptiness in the kitchen? You ready, Afir? You ready? Okay, try. You can't lose anything.
Yeah.
Oh, did I tell you have to give me 25 if you don't get it right?
Okay, no problem.
I'm kidding. Where's the 2 emptinesses in the kitchen?
So of people, it's the wife and the husband. The wife, the husband,
Okay.
and the thing is like the yelling or the criticizing.
Nice, beautiful. $50. 60. Afir, he gave a $60 question to a $50 answer. That's what I like. Okay, perfect answer. Don't get a big head. Okay. In Israel, big head means responsible, right? So anyway, okay. Perfect answer. In the kitchen, the emptiness of the person is the I didn't do anything husband. Okay, don't exist. Okay, that's emptiness of the person. Now, but Geshe, there's proof that he's angry. Red face, loud noise. You know, this kind. You know, it's definitely proof. His face color, the sound of his voice, the wrinkles in his. These are all real, okay? So sometimes we can say, okay, this husband, I didn't do anything, husband. I admit he's not real. But look, Geshe, the red face, the noise, the wrinkles, those are real. The parts are real. The guy's not real, I understand. I didn't do anything, husband, don't exist. But come on, who made his face red? I didn't make his face red. He made his face red. He made his face wrinkle. He made the noise. The Nagarjuna say, I'm going to pariksha that. Something smells wrong about that. Something's wrong. Something's wrong about that, okay? By the way, that's called the emptiness of things. Red face, loud noise, okay, wrinkles. Those are called emptiness of things. Where did the red face come from specifically? In this case, in the kitchen, for $0. Who made the red face? How? You had a red face when you yelled at your kids. Check it out, okay? You had a red face when you yelled at your kids. Okay, got it? The pieces were made by you, and the whole was made by you. The whole is the husband. The pieces are red face, loud noise. Okay, got it? All right. Now you know the connection. The whole structure of wisdom is around those 2 kinds of emptiness. People and things. And by which one we're going to be in this whole session, this whole course? We're going to be in the emptiness of, you want to guess? For $0. Huh? Things. Anyway, you got a 50% chance. Yeah, the parts of your body, the sense powers, you know. Okay, got it? All right. Mainly. All right. Okay, last question, not. I finished that one. In discussing the eyeball, okay, we're going to go to the first chapter, 3rd chapter, right? The first of our chapters. In discussing the eye. So each time he goes to a pariksha, he takes the most important thing. Like when he teaches the 5 heaps, he takes your body. When he teaches the 5 elements, he focuses on space, sexy, something sexy. And when he takes the powers, the Abhidharma says, I think it's 90% of human experience is visual. 90% of human experience is visual, okay? You most often judge people not by how they smell, unless it's really strong, but how do they look, okay? You judge everything with your eyes, okay? Now, if the eye is seeing things self-existently from its own side, then it should always see everything. If the eye sees, if the aspirin heals, it should heal all the time, okay? When an aspirin doesn't work, sometimes there's somebody in the background saying, that bugs me. You know, it's got the active ingredient. It really has the active ingredient. It doesn't work. And something bugs me about that, okay? Now, Nagarjuna is like, if an aspirin has an Atman, if an aspirin has something inside of it that takes away your headache, it should work every time. If your eye has something inside of it that sees, it should see all the time, and it should see $100. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The eye should see the eye. If the eye has Atman, if the eye has seeing inside of it, then when you look at the beautiful sky at Diamond Mountain, you should also see your eyeball. Okay? And if there's something you don't see with your eye, then the eye is not seen. Okay? It's like aspirin. Got it? You okay? If an aspirin doesn't work 40% of the time, 30% of the time, then it doesn't work the way you think. And if there's something the eye cannot see that's right next to the eye, then the eye's not working the way you think, okay? The eye isn't seeing things. Get used to it, okay? Your eye's not doing anything, okay? You helped blind people. My mom, I'm so proud of her. She's 92. She's losing her eyesight, macular degeneration, right? So I said, well, what are you doing about it? She says, I'm signed up to help blind people. I'm working once a week. She spends 1 day a week at the blind, teaching them to read with their fingers. I said, Mom, you're so cool. And her eye's getting much better, okay? So understand, why does the eye see? Yeah, it's because you helped other people see things, okay? It doesn't have anything to do with chemicals and shape of the cornea and the rods and cones. Forget all that, okay? You see because you have given sight to others, okay? Got it? You have taken care of other people's eyes, okay? All right. Okay, I know I'm out of time, Tim, but just remember where I'm taking it from. One more homework question. They're going to kill me if I don't cover it. Arya Nagarjuna's accountant comes back. Chapter 3, right? The accountant comes back. He says, I would like to make a suggestion. The eye is like a fire. The eye is like a fire. Fires only burn other things. Fires don't burn fires. If the fire burned the fire, then the fire would go out right away because the fire would burn the fire. So Nagarjuna, just because something does something doesn't mean it has to do it for itself. Otherwise, fires would burn up fires. And they would disappear in 1 second. Okay? Like that, all right? How does Nagarjuna deal with that? I'm not going to tell you. All right? But you're so lucky. Oh, wait, it's not in English yet. Yeah, okay. I want your homework answer to talk about walking, going through the door. I want your homework answer to talk about going through the door. That's all. You have a clue. Okay? The homework question is, what's the counter example that the accountant gives? It's fire. Tie it to the door. Okay? In your answer, tie it to walking to the door. Good luck. I'm not helping you. And that's all. I gave you the 3 homework. Okay, don't forget your real F's. Okay, let's go. Choose a Singapore. Shi Peki Joshi Meton Tam Nina Bling Shi Ninde Genpadi Sangye Shindu Mekte Wagi Doku Namda Shina Jupasho Idam Guru Rana Mandala Kamnayatayami Dikeokan Sanami Shin Tsotsoshi Sanam Yeshen Chohe